Welcome to Cindy's Library. This is Cindy, and today, this is a Victober post. Specifically, I finished it. I finished Little Dorrit, and I loved it. But what to say about this? That is a good question. Well, we start with two convicts in Marseille, and we follow a lovely family, uh, the Meagles, I believe, and they are coming back from France back to England, and we follow them, and we follow one of the other passengers, Mr. Clement. He's coming back to England after years of being away with his father in Asia. He visits his mother, who it'd be hard to find a harder woman than her. Uh, she feels uh, very judgmental. That's a good way of putting it, yes. Very judgmental. And we also are introduced to the Dorrit family, who are not that far away, which connects to the first scene because they too are in a prison, namely a debtor's prison called the Marshalsea. Sadly, Mr. Dorrit got put in there for debts, and so he came in with a wife and two children, and his youngest daughter, Amy, who everyone calls Little Dorrit, actually was born and grew up there and knows little else but that. And she seems to be the only really enterprising one in the family. When her brother and sister are old enough, she manages to find ways for them to earn money. She finds ways for her to earn money. Them for their own keep, her for her and her father's keep. And, well, let's just say things keep going. Fortune takes a number of turns, and while you may not think all of these threads are connected to each other, believe it or not, they all come together like they all should in a Dickens novel. So absolutely loved it. Oh, and there's one storyline. I forget his name, but he reminds me of the great financier from last year in The Way We Live Now, because he too is a great financier. Not that he has nearly as big of a role to play in here, but his actions, let's just say, they affect many of the people we come to know and love in Little Dorrit. So, I'm not sure I can recommend starting with Little Dorrit just because of how big it is, as you can see, but I surely did love it. Bleak House may be the more interesting book in some ways, with its dual structure, and if I reread it, I might absolutely love it. But Little Dorrit, you had all the characters to try and keep track of, but there was no dual perspective or anything like that. So in that way, it was much more straightforward. Anyway, so a bit earlier than I thought, but well, let's be honest, once I got to a certain point, I just couldn't put it down. So I would call Little Dorrit, a Victober success. Greatly enjoyed it. And since this is all done, that means I will have some time for some other things for Victober as hoped. So we'll have to see what the rest of the month brings. How's your Victober going? I'd love to hear all about it down below. Or if you read Little Dorrit, I'd love to hear what you thought of it. Thank you so much for stopping by. I truly do appreciate it. So until next time, I hope we all stay safe and healthy, and as always, happy reading.